Hello, gorgeous, and welcome to the podcast. Episode 22 is All In Baby. So this episode may be the one that changes your life. So if and when you are joining me here on Facebook, please do say hello. Drop me your favourite emoji in the comments. Hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. And if you are over on the podcast platform, thank you for subscribing. Delve into all the other episodes that you've got. We have got, this is number 22, so you've got lots of content to delve into. And if you are following me over on YouTube or you're watching this over on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button pretty please. That would be amazing and I would be super grateful. Thank you so much. So let's dive into All In Baby, okay? And how you can change your life, how this episode is going to change your life, okay? And I want to share a bit of my story because get comfy. That's all I'm going to say before I start. Get comfy. This isn't going to be a 10-minute drop. This is going to be a little bit of a longer one because I want to share just a little bit of my story with you when it comes to the last few years, the changes that I made, the commitment to go all in, what it actually means, and also how you can go all in on what it is that you want, and more importantly, how you're going to make that happen. Now, if you're over in the UK, it is absolutely sweltering here today, and you lot are so lucky because I've put a little bit of makeup on my face, a little bit of lip gloss, my hair's down. I did not look like this about 10-15 minutes ago. I look like a sweaty hot mess, but I thought, I'm going to make the effort. I'm just going to make the effort. So celebrating me right now. So if I dive into my story, and I go back a couple of years, 2 years ago, I was unhappy. And if you are listening to this and you are in a situation or a position where things aren't going well for you, you don't feel happy, you feel frustrated, you feel irritable, you're annoyed at something, you want to make changes, then this episode is for you. Because I know how it feels to be living a life that's out of alignment. And by that, what I mean is, you don't think and feel, you're not experiencing the life that you want to experience. And for me as a Manny Jen, that feels like when I'm out of alignment, I'm frustrated. And I was in a relationship a few years ago that just didn't feel right. It wasn't the right relationship for me. And the reason that I knew that is because everything inside of me was screaming at me of what it actually wanted. My soul was telling me, like all the time, I really desire like this. I really desire this. I really desire this. And what my soul was desiring was not what was in the physical reality that I had. And I know as women, we can, and I know for me, is if I'm committed to something, is I am all in. I'm loyal, I'm committed, I will do my best to make it work. And in that relationship, it didn't matter what was said, the conversations that were had, the action, the effort, it just did not change. And it was at that point, after I'd been in that relationship for 5 years, it was at that point I thought to myself, I either accept this and this is it because nothing is going to change, or I have to admit to myself that this isn't the right relationship for me and I have to make a decision and I have to make a move. Those types of decisions don't happen overnight. And I know if you're at the stage that you're at now, if that's in a relationship, you don't wake up one morning and go, no, it's not for me. It's something that's been on your mind for a long time. You may have tried to make some changes. It's not working out. The changes aren't happening. And just like, we're here again. And so I got honest with myself and thought, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So I either accept what is, or I do something about it. And I did the scary thing and I did something about it and I walked away from that relationship. I ended that relationship. And that in itself is massive. I know the emotional strain and the emotional weight that it takes to end a relationship that isn't working. There is guilt, there is emotional pain. It's not a nice experience, but it's required. If we're not happy, if we're trying to make things work, if we're trying to make change and things aren't changing, then we have to do the scary thing. There was then the job that I was working. I wasn't happy in the job. So years before that, I had had my own business, I'd been my own boss, and I loved it. And then things got difficult behind the scenes, life got challenging, and I slowly stepped away from that business and I went back into employment. And I was in a job for about 2 years. And as I went into the job, initially, it was more of a relief because of what I'd been experiencing. But at the other end of that, 2 years later, I'd got my fire back. Hey, Elizabeth. I'd got my fire back and I didn't enjoy working for someone. And I was feeling really frustrated. I didn't like the office politics. I didn't like the office environment. I wanted to get the hell out of there. And again, in order for me to make that pivot and to make that shift, I had to go all in on me. So in the space of a few months, I ended the relationship, I started something in my business, and then I left the job. And I went all in on me. And I'm hosting a masterclass called All In Baby, because I want to go take you more behind the scenes of what actions I actually took and the mindset that it took, the actions that it took for me to completely change my life. Completely. Literally within months of leaving the relationship, the following year, I think it was 4 or 5 months after leaving that relationship, I met the man that I'm now with, who is the most amazing man on the planet. I wasn't expecting it, I didn't see him coming, but I had manifested him to my life and he manifested me as well. In terms of the business opportunities, the clients that I work with, as I lent into my business, I thought, what is it that I want to do? What is it that I want to create? I created structure and I created stability in my business. I went all in on it. And going all in on something, there's this point in between of where you are and the indecision in the middle. You're not making a decision, you're just loitering around in the in-between stage. And it's that phase and that energy that is draining you because you know you don't want to be where you are anymore, but you're not willing to make the decision or the move in case it's the wrong one, or in case you upset anyone, or there's the what ifs, there's the fear that is holding you back. It is this that I want to talk to you about inside of All In Baby, because if you really want to create the life and business that you know deep down you're capable of creating, it's this type of energetic shift, this energetic decision backed by your action, going all in on you, that guarantees results. Guarantees. Not maybe, not what if, not if, there's no ifs or buts. It's the results are guaranteed. And people may say, yeah, but how can you guarantee the results? And I'm like, that's the type of mindset and that's the type of action that it takes to create the life and business that you really want. Is you deciding and committing that you are all in on you and what is required. And the 3 things I want to take you through in my masterclass that's happening on Monday, the 29th of June, we begin then. I'm going to drop the link for you to be able to register for that masterclass in this podcast episode description. It's completely free to register. I'm going to be hosting it inside of a private Facebook group. And there is also going to be a Telegram group for this masterclass. Now, the reason I'm hosting it this way is because I want to be able to deliver what I want to deliver to you via video, so via live, be on the live, be in the interactive energy. I'm going to be presenting some questions to you on the videos, because this isn't just about you listening to some information and going, oh yeah, and learning something. I want to take you deeper than that. I want to get you activated. I want to get you lit up. I want to get you moving. My gift is really seeing you for who you are and also creating a safe space for you to be completely honest, completely open, to be vulnerable, and then to move. Because whenever you are harboring onto things close to your heart and you're not being honest with yourself or with someone else, you are always going to remain where you are. There has to be an energetic shift. And it's this that I want to offer you inside of All In Baby, is this energetic shift. So in day 1, we are going to be going into where you're actually holding yourself back. Like, I am going to be looking, I'm going to be listening, I am going to be inside the Telegram group, so it's off social media, it's off Facebook. We are going into Telegram. I'm going to be getting you to tell me like where you are holding yourself back. And if you're not sure, I'll tell you where you're holding yourself back, where you're diluting yourself, where you're playing small, where you're not making decisions, where it actually matters. That's where we've got to go. Because you've got to get honest with yourself. I had to get honest with me that I wasn't happy. I wasn't where I wanted to be. And the only person that could change that was me. The only person that can change your reality is you, and I want to help you realize that. I want to ignite your personal power inside of you again, that you know is in there, the one who makes the decision, the one who makes the move, the one who believes in herself, the one who is lit up, the one who backs herself, the one who goes for it. That's what we're creating inside of All In Baby, is this energetic movement and shift. So we're going to be going into awareness, so that's session 1, and we're going to be going into identity shifting. So we're going to be looking at like how this is actually manifesting in your physical reality. So your current way of being, your current thoughts, where you're currently at, what isn't currently working, it's like how that's actually manifesting in your world, through your actions, through your habits. Like, we're going deep in this masterclass. We're not fucking around, all right? I'm not like just inviting you in, listen to a few cute things. None of that. That's not what I do. I love to go deep. I want to get to know you. I want to help you. I want to serve you in this masterclass. It's free to register, okay? So we're going to be going into that in the Telegram group. And the thing is, with your actions and habits, we're going to be looking at the shifts that you are going to have to make in order to make changes. And the thing is, with your habits and with your actions that are currently like why you are where you're at now and not where you want to be, sometimes it can be glaringly obvious. Other times it can be tiny, tiny little things. And it's often these tiny, tiny little things that you are either slipping, you're not paying any attention to, you're not noticing. They're the things that we notice in these masterclasses. And these are what we're going to change. And the thing is, when you've got no accountability, when you've got no one watching, I want to get to know who you actually are behind the scenes. And I'm not interested in your social media. I'm not interested in how you present yourself on the front end. I want you to come into this masterclass. I want you to take the masks off. I want you to take the smile off, because if you're not where you want to be, behind that is the real you. That's who I want you to bring to this masterclass, because like I said, we aren't fucking around. If I'm going to serve you the way I want to serve you and bring value to your life and get you to commit and go all in on you and your life, this is the work that it's going to take, is you being open, you being vulnerable, you being honest. It might sound scary, that's good. It's not meant to feel comfortable. And the thing is, if you're willing to lean into this discomfort with me, everything will change. Everything will fucking change. I can guarantee that for you. Because something will shift in here. And once something shifts in here, you become unstoppable. I want to unlock this identity from within you on this masterclass, okay? And that's just session fucking 1, all right? So then we go into day 2, because this is going to be a 3-day masterclass. The group is going to be open for either 5 or 7 days. I will make my decision on that when the masterclass starts. But at the moment, the Telegram space will be open for, let's say, a week for you to do this work. It's not going to be open for long. I want you to come in, get the fucking work done, and then you're good to go, all right? Day 2 is we're going to be looking at your fears. We're going to be looking at like your what ifs. You know, what if I leave the relationship and never find anyone else? What if I leave the relationship and upset the other person? What if I leave this relationship and it was actually the best thing that ever happened to me? What if? We're going to look at all the what ifs. What if I leave this job and my business doesn't take off? What if I leave this job and I don't make any money? What if I go out there and I like build my business, or I start shouting about my business and people laugh at me? What if people judge me? What if no one buys? What if my family reject me? What if all of this? We're going to look at all of those, because there will be some fears, and sometimes we're not fully aware of what those fears are that are holding us back from going all in, okay? So again, we'll be doing that inside the Telegram group. And then on the third call, this is where we're going to be locking in to your commitments. This is where you're going to decide what you want, what you're available for, what your standards are, and what you are locking in for. The thing about this work is, it's not a quick fix. It's not do a 3-day masterclass and my complete life is changed. This is about igniting something within you, getting you aware, getting you clear on what it is exactly, the steps that you're going to take beyond that masterclass. And then it's you committing on that masterclass that is what you are going to do. And that is where I want to get you to inside of All In Baby. Because I know that when you do, this is what is going to completely change your life and your business. And this is the mindset, this is the energy, this is the identity of the woman you have to become if you want to create what it is that you truly want in your life and business. You have to go first, you have to lead, you have to decide, this is the vibe for All In Baby, okay? So if you want the link to register, head to the description in the podcast. If you're listening to the podcast, it's in the description. If you're over on YouTube, it's in the episode description. If you're here on Facebook, I will drop it above. I'll drop it in the comments. It's in the link in my bio on Instagram and on Facebook. It's fucking everywhere. You can't miss it, all right? Go and register now. Don't wait. Go to the link after this podcast. Click it, register. It's the easiest, simple registration page you have ever seen in your life. Literally open it, click a button. I want to make this process as easy as possible for you to get in, all right? So make sure you register. You will receive everything that you need to know inside of the email. And then we are kicking things off on Monday, the 29th of June. I'm ready. I'm locked in. I cannot wait. I am all in, baby, and I cannot wait for you to join me for this masterclass. It's going to be a fucking vibe. So, wishing you an amazing rest of your day, whatever you are doing in this heat. I'm going to go and buy myself some ice lollies now. That's what I'm going to do. But if you've got any questions about anything, reach out to me on DM. My DMs are open. You can email me hello@louiseblood.co.uk. If you've got anything you want to say, share from the podcast platform, let me know. I'm here, okay? And I look forward to seeing you inside of the masterclass on Monday. Have a great day.